Hello and welcome back to the Linux Panic YouTube channel. In this video we're going to be going over the process of installing Proxmox on a server. In this case it is my rack server, which is a HP DL380 G6. So let's get into it. Now the version of Proxmox I am installing is 6.3. The issue being is the newer versions of Proxmox, the newer 7.0, 7 point something versions of Proxmox, don't want to install. They don't want to launch. So this is why we're doing this. In this case we have one volume, which is the two discs raided together. So we're going to install it on those. With the United Kingdom as correct, we want to give it a password. And make sure it is correct both times, because otherwise it's going to scream at me. And we want to continue onwards. So first off I will enter the email and be right back. So now we want to enter our network settings. In this case for me I'm going to give it an IP address of 50 with a SIDO 24 and the DNS being 0.6H, which is my Pi hole. So now we're going to go through the process of installing. Now this could take a long while or a short while, but in this case we will have to wait and see. Now you may or may not be able to hear the server. That's because currently the lid is off of it, because I had to take it off to get the SD card out of it, because the server will not boot from the SD card and I don't know why. So at the current moment the server is just running with the lid off, and its its PCIe riser cage currently sat in it, because if I take the riser cage out it stays on. If I put the riser cage back in with the server running, it then turns off the server. So that's why I'm just currently running it with the lid off and the carrier cage in. Now as we can see here, the process is running wonderfully fine. Currently just going through. This is running on one of my VGA monitors, so this will work every single time, and we will return once we are sat looking at Proxmox.
Okay, so now that we have installed our server, what we need to do now is we need to log into it. So we can do that with https://192.168.1.50 with the port being 8006. And what this pops up is this says, hey look, I don't know if this is safe, because this is an unsigned HTTPS certificate to the server. So that's what's going on here. So to remedy that, we can just go advanced and accept and continue the risk. Now what we have here is our login screen. Now earlier on when you were installing and you set the password, this is what you need. So first off you need to do root followed by the password you gave it. Now the reason why it has a saved thing here is because I've already tested it to make sure it was working, because I did not want to spend an age messing around with it. So we now feed this the password I set up during the installation process. Do not have a valid subscription. You don't need to worry about it. That's aimed more at bigger server or bigger installations. In this case, it's literally nothing, so it's fine. So what we can do is we can now actually have a look here and see what's going on. Now, if we have a quick look, as we can see here, 0.6% of 24 CPUs, aka 24 cores. And we have two storage pools, one of them being PVE and local LVM. And now this is where everything is installed. As we can see here, it is up to 100 gigabytes. And if we have a look at the local LVM, there's the rest. So this is the non-operating system critical stuff. So everything is currently working as intended and as we want it to. Now we can have a look at what's going on. We can have a look at the summary here. We can see what's going on. The current status is okay. It's using 1.36 gigabytes of 94.4 gigabytes, aka around about 1 out of the 96 gigabytes of installed, 2 gig out of the 600 gig of SAS drives. It's running perfectly fine and there's no hassles at all. As we can see, it has an uptime of 5 minutes, because that's how long the server's been turned on. Give it a quick refresh. The uptime should then catch up. As we can see, it's not caught up, but as we can see, everything is running perfectly fine. If we were to have a quick look at the metrics, we could add in, hey look, let's do a graphite. But in this case, we're not going to. We're just going to have a look at the summary and see everything's running fine. So in the future, I'll make some more videos around Proxmox, but I would like to thank you very much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, maybe consider tickling that subscribe button whilst also giving the notification bell a good old ring. If you liked it, like the video. If you disliked it, that button works as well. You may only be able to see 50% of the buttons, but I can see 100%. Anyway, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. I have been Nick. You have been amazing. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.